What up, YouTube Digital? Please excuse the editing quality of this video, but I'm trying to make a point. Irish last week was talking about being prepared and how he's training his kids and everything. I found this stuff. This is back in a couple years ago when this happened. It was odd to find it, but I want you to listen to a couple parts of this.
Dominguez, 38, his son Chris, 18.
Basically, you have a reporter in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know how much of the screen you could see, and I do apologize for it. I have too big of a screen. I know I'm an asshole. But he's telling the reporter, the on-scene reporter is calling in, telling the studio reporter the update on his family that's lost. And we'll go into this pretty kind of deep, so, or cherry hoe, whatever.
Daughter Alexis, 15, and 12-year-old Josh. The family all the time maintained that they thought they'd be alive because the kids were experienced with camping and backpacking. One of the sons had taken an emergency shelter course on how to survive in the wilderness, and they felt that if anybody could do it, they could. Of course, they've been...
Now, I want to stop it right here and let me, I'm going to provide you the link to the main page of this and you can look at all these videos, but that reporter said the kids had the experience. Dad is from the city. He moved up to the area to be around his kids, but his kids mostly had the experience. But in all sense of reality, they didn't have that much. Luck played more of a role in this whole thing than anything else, and that's why, you know, I'm sharing it.
Since Sunday night, and there's been heavy snowfall in the area, perhaps 2 feet or more. So
now this was only 15 minutes from my old house. This is up at right now. They had their the sheriffs had their mobile whatever at INSKIP, INSKIP, and mobile command center, and this is where they're at right now.
The details of exactly where they are, how far they are from the abandoned vehicle, we don't know. But
this is how we roll. This truck is got I don't know, 37s, 38s under there, and this is a small truck. Hell, it's still street legal.
The biggest family home.
But yeah, almost 40 of these type of guys go up there.
This is Tom Duhane reporting live.
To go rescue these kids. But let me see here. Let me make sure this is still. Yeah, it is. Sorry about the tiling or whatever you call it. 2 children depart the helicopter. This is a good one. Let me full screen it. They're landing in Sterling City, which is between my place and INSKIP. Sterling City's only got like 50 people in it. It's a mountain hillbilly town. Now, hopefully this captures it, but if not, go back and look at this video to see how these kids are dressed. Now he's directing her to whatever. Now they're going to get out. Hopefully this turns out, because it's freaking awesome to see what they're wearing. They still have to go back and get the other 2. Now if you stop right here, you look at her feet. What are those, capris or whatever? I don't know, not capris. I don't know. They're low cut. She does. It doesn't even look like she has socks on. Regular jeans. She's sliding around in a helicopter. She can't even, you know, get a grip. A basic jacket. You know, it's not even a, you know, a true winter jacket. It's just fake. This other kid, he's wearing what looks like Vans, and he's got a better jacket than she does. But again, jeans, that's it. Now here's another funny thing. This lady here, this lady cop, is the one that I protected from getting hit in my car accident. She's actually a pretty cool cop. But alright, so yeah, those kids had frostbite and everything else. Luckily they didn't lose too much. But I'll put a link in this story. Now here's a map, and let me see. Okay, yeah, turning out okay, I guess. Let me scroll up here. Let me move it. Okay, now this blue line really isn't a road. This is a dirt road. This is where their truck was and where they parked. Let me center it here. Now right here, you can't see it, but this goes around a mountain, and this pops up here. This goes upward, you know, probably about 200 feet over the road. Then this right here is a valley right in here. They walked down here, and when it started snowing and everything else, they got disoriented, and somehow they must have came back over to this road, because they ended up right here at the end of this road in a culvert. So they kept running around in circles in this area, and this is the tallest point. His truck was parked right here. If he would have stopped instead of letting the snow disorient him, and this is a major problem with people getting lost in snow. When it's snowing crazy and stuff, people get disoriented. If you even think you're walking in circles, mark your area. You know, sometimes your footprints will be covered up by the time you go back by. You can break branches. You can, you know, put sticks in the snow or whatever else to help show that you've already been there and you got even a bigger problem. But they could have climbed this little mountain right here, and they could have looked out over this whole valley right here, because there's a big valley right here, and they would have seen this big bright yellow piss colored truck right here. So they are lucky. This road wasn't searched that much. This road was searched continuously. They had people up and down this the whole time, and they were only within maybe 50 feet of right here, but because of the snow and the denseness of the woods right there, I guess they didn't hear or whatever else, because they were part way in a culvert. That's the only thing that saved them. I can't zoom in that far because oh, maybe I can. No, it's not gonna do. Not going to, but yeah. But it finally took a helicopter finding a beanie to find them out. Now let me go back here. Oh, there's another video of the father leaving the helicopter, and when the father he's holding a DeWalt Sawzall, a cordless Sawzall. Okay, that's not preparation for the woods. Not at all. Which one else? Oh, here we go. I think it's this one here. Yeah.
There is joy in paradise tonight. Search and rescue teams found a father and his 3 children who had to spend the last 3 days in the snowy wilderness after going out on a hunt for a Christmas tree. A highway patrol helicopter crewed and has spotted the 4 members of the Dominguez family.
Let's just say how lucky they were. That helicopter We had 3 storms in a row. That helicopter was only up for, it was like 40 minutes into its hour and a half available flight because it was snowing again. They almost had to leave the helicopter here. They went and picked up the girl and the youngest boy, and then they went back to pick up the dad and the oldest boy. After that, they almost had to keep the helicopter here because of the storm. So they had just that small of a window, and they were that lucky.
And brought them back 2 at a time to the command post in Sterling City late this morning, all suffering from minor cases of hypothermia, but doing remarkably well tonight back home in the town of Paradise.
Pleased, happy,
That's their mother.
ecstatic, and just, I feel so blessed.
And it just happened fast. It came so quick. 1 minute looks clear, you know, it's fine, it's a little cold, but it's got a Christian. Next thing you know, a couple hours later, it is just, it's snowing, and you're just like, how did this happen? So,
How did this happen? Pretty easy. You winded up in a place where you shouldn't have been. Even people that know what they're doing. Here's another story I'm going to kind of link up. This is in the same area, not that far from where that... This guy was not that far from where this father left his truck for the snowmobile. They cut wood up there all the time. I mean, this is what we do. But snow came in, bam, done. Done. He got stuck and they had to go up there with the snowcat to go pick him up. You know, people keep talking about how, you know, when they let me turn this around. People talk about how they're going to, in WROL or whatever, go run up to the mountains and everything else, and you think because you got some nutter training or something on here that you know what's going on. And I'm here to tell you, you don't. You know, those kids were born in that area. Those kids have been up in those woods, but they didn't know what to do because they never absorbed it, because they always, you know, let somebody else worry about it. And that's, you know, they're not woodsy, they're not hunters or anything else like that, so it's not uncommon for that. Me, on the other hand, I was into hunting and stuff like that. I would go break off and go by myself. I knew how to get back. But people do this all the time, and they don't understand how dangerous it is. You know, just going up there to think, oh gee, I'm just going to go up there and cut a Christmas tree. Oh gee, you are? Well, what are you going to do when the snow comes through and you don't even know where the fuck your truck is anymore? What are you going to do when your truck gets stuck? I was up about 10 miles above where he was found, way up there at the top of the ridge. That was a trip I jumped my 4Runner. I will say one thing about the Toyota 4Runner, it does fly good. But anywho, I was up there and it started snowing bad. And I knew beforehand, I could see the clouds. I was watching them. When you're out there, you watch them. You know, you see them, okay, there's a little kind of like, it is outside, a little blue, a little puffy here and there. And you all of a sudden see those puffy clouds kind of get faster. And then you start seeing some gray behind them. And then you think, okay, it's time to go. It's time to get going. Sorry, I do have a delivery on its way. So, my dog gets a little, and that's why I look, because we like to start heading out there before he even realizes it, if at all possible. But anywho, if you want to be a mountain person or whatever, sweet. You know, don't leave your trash up there, I'll kill you. Okay. And don't burn down the forest. A lot of old people at the end of the street, they get a lot of mail order meds. Don't burn down the forest. Okay, that's the only 2 things I care about. Well, 3, don't illegally hunt either. I'll shoot you in the ass. Damn, it sounds like it. He must be on the next street over. I can hear him. You know, that sound. And FedEx has already gone by, so it's his herd. But anywho, you know, talk to your friends. You know, go up there with people you know that are experienced. You don't... Trying to get it from a YouTube video is kind of pointless. I mean, yeah, I guess, you know, it can help in a way, but there are so many things, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But you need to be comfortable. The biggest thing about it, Vader, no! Biggest thing about it is when something goes wrong, and it does, you gotta be able to control yourself and immediately start on fixing what's wrong. Not just, you know, sitting around worrying or sitting around this or that and the other, because all that stuff is a waste of energy. You only have so much energy. The first thing I would have probably done as soon as I realized I was lost was build a shelter. He had a sawzall. He had almost a form of fire. If he would have had, we'll put it this way, if he would have, knock it off you two, if you would have had a thing of steel wool with him, how many people know that trick? He had a battery in his sawzall. He could have his kids busting shelter as he's busting fire. I mean, of course, even his sawzall might have been dead, it still probably would have had enough power to do it, to like the steel wool. But still, you got a blade. You know, there's a lot of things, and he didn't think of any of them. Fucking Office Depot. He didn't know. And that's the thing, and it sucks. And sadly, the last year I was up there, I think 6 people died up there. None of them had to. They all pushed it past their limits. People think it's cool. Oh, it's snowing. Let's go grab our 4-wheel drive and let's go up there. And then they'll keep going because, oh, look, it's so beautiful. Look at the trees bent over with, 18 inches of snow on each branch. Let's keep going. And then they get their city slicker truck stuck. Then they don't. One night, because of where my position was on my antenna and everything else, I got a very weak signal that nobody else was getting, and it was somebody stuck up in the woods. And I'm talking like at, I don't know, it was like 12:30 at night. So I drove over because my vehicle wasn't good enough to go up where they were. I went over to an old friend's, and we got in this big old Bronco with 42s and shit under there. No top, one headlight, no windshield wipers, and it's snowing like a motherfucker. We had cigars and guns. Good enough for us. So we went up there, and when we found these guys, they were so twisted and backwards, they were burning the carpet. They ripped the carpet out of their Toyota truck, and they were burning it for heat. And they couldn't even figure out that they didn't figure out that they should go grab branches and stuff and at least, put some on the fire and everything else so they can at least start drying out. As soon as that mat was gone, they would have been fucked. Because they would have had nothing else to light. There's so many things. Take it slow. Don't be thinking that WROL hits, you're just gonna fucking run up there. Besides the fact that the locals will will cut the trees and fuck up the roads. City slickers won't be getting in. You think the mountain folk, you're gonna let the city slickers come invade the mountains in WROL? No, that ain't gonna happen. But anywho, take it slow. Go with friends. You know, have some way of communication. Don't think your cell phone's gonna work. Ham radio, CB radio. There's UPS. Hey Debbie, go out. Can you go get that? See? Vader, come here. Come here. Up. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Motherboard time. So, peace.